feel like woodworking used to have a stigma that you weren't a real woodworker unless you were using hand tools. Planes, chisels, hand-cut dovetails. That isn't true. Probably never was. But nowadays, it seems more and more like the gatekeeper in the back of people's minds is that they need to have thousands of dollars spent on tools in order to start woodworking. And that's not the case either. Let me take a step back real quick. This isn't going to be one of my normal build videos. I'm not going to walk you through all the steps to make something yourself. Instead, I'm just going to be talking while I work on this small little project. I recently had the fortune to pick up this vintage jack plane at a local garage sale, and it got me thinking. It's not a tool that I had an immediate need for. I've never used a jack plane like this in my life, but it was something I thought was cool. And I will probably try to find a way to use it in the future, even if it's just putzing around the shop. And the more I thought about when I would find a use for this jack plane, the more it got me thinking about the barriers we set in our heads about whether or not we can tackle something ourselves. There are plenty of people out there interested in woodworking, but nervous to take the plunge because they don't have the fancy tools or the specialized knowledge. But I'm here to tell you that if you are interested in woodworking, it doesn't matter the tools that you have or the knowledge. When I first started, all I had was a cheap miter box and a hand-me-down table saw. That's it. Plenty of items I built back then have lasted over a decade and are still being used by my wife and I today. You don't have to always be building something exotic or an elegant piece of furniture to be a woodworker. All you need is a few pieces of wood and the desire to make something. I've been trying to organize the shop more, and with this old jack plane, I needed a place to store it, but I also wanted it to be visible. A kind of reminder that it's not about the tools. It's about the desire and enjoyment that comes with woodworking. I'm not making anything fancy here. Just a little French cleat shelf out of some scrap plywood offcuts that will allow me to hang this plane up on the wall where I'll be able to see it. And hopefully one day in the future, easily grab it and put it to good use. I'm not busting out any crazy tools here either. Just my miter saw and my table saw, nor am I doing any fine-tuned joinery. It's all butt joints with wood glue, pin nails to hold it in place temporarily, and screws to reinforce it. This is back to the true basics of woodworking. And at the end of the day, it's just going to be in the workshop, so it doesn't need to look like a masterpiece. Whether you're hand tools only, have a shop full of power tools, or like me, somewhere in the middle. And whether you've spent thousands on industrial top-of-the-line machines, or are just starting out with a few tools. Your passion for building things is what makes you a woodworker. And that, my friends, is something to be proud of. Because in today's times, there are too few of us out there. So if you're already a woodworker, please keep building things and pass it down to your friends and family. Help the next generation of woodworkers get their start. And if you haven't built anything yet, but are interested, I hope this video gives you the nudge that you need to take the plunge and start pursuing your own craft.